10 games for you to use at your next event for Thanksgiving or a fall festival or trunk or treat or a harvest party. Whatever you have going on, these games will be perfect for you, and you can change them to fit whatever theme you want. But right now, we're headed into our fall time, and so that's what these games will cover. We'll go through 10 games, so make sure you watch all the way to the end and leave a comment of which game works for you in your event or your group or your party, whatever you have going on. Let's get into it. First game on the list, Bedsheet Volleyball. You want 2 to 4 bed sheets per team, as well as a volleyball. The teams will hold the edge of the sheet, so when the ball lands in their sheet, the way they launch the ball is by jerking on the edges all at the same time and launching the ball out of the bed sheet across the net to the other side. For the serving team to score a point, the ball has to go over the net and not land in the opponent's bed sheet. If it lands in their bed sheet, now they have an opportunity to launch the ball across the net into the other team's field of play. And again, if the ball just bounces or lands out of bounds, you can add whatever rules you want, but it's a fun game. It's a great team building kind of game. Again, just launching that volleyball back and forth using bed sheets. Next up on the list, Scavenger Hunt. Just a good old-fashioned scavenger hunt. The way we did this is we took a book. We actually used a Bible, and we told them to go to a certain reference, and whatever objects were in that reference, they had to go find. And once they found it, they would bring it back to their home base or to where their team is and tried to get it as fast as possible within the allotted time. Now, if you don't want to play using a Bible, you can use a book or you can use something else, and they have to go through it, find the location of what you want them to read, then go find that object, and it's a lot of fun. The reason we used the Bible is because it provided a twist on just giving them a list of items to go find. For instance, inside one of the scripture reference could have been a rock or a leaf or a stick, and they had to go find those items and bring it back within the set amount of time. Next game on the list, the Outhouse Relay. Yes, using that valuable thing we all had that expired on us during COVID, toilet paper. You want to get the toilet paper rolls and have several teams lined up. It is a relay. They have to jump or hop or waddle like a duck with the roll of toilet paper between their knees. It is a relay to go back and forth, and it's actually quite comical to watch. Next up on the list, the pumpkin sweep. Just get a pumpkin and a broom. And again, this is a relay game. They sweep the pumpkin in a sweeping motion, trying to get it down around a cone or a chair, and then get it all the way back to their team. The first team to finish all of their players wins the round. If you have an uneven amount of players, let's say you have 10 players on one team and 9 on the other, then what you would do is you would have the team of 9 run an additional player to make up for that 10th player. That way everybody gets a chance to run the relay. With relays, you can run it as a timed event, or you can run it based on how many people finish the event first. Next game, the duck pond. Basically, just take a number, write it on the bottom of a rubber duck, and put it in a little swimming pool. The contestants will walk up and they pick a duck. Whatever's on the bottom is the prize or award that they receive. You could put whatever you want on the bottom of the duck. You could put a picture of the item they're going to receive, a number where they go and get that many prizes, or a number where they go and see which prize they get. However you want to play it, it's an old-fashioned fall festival kind of game that you could play. Next up, firefighter. Just get a candle, light it, and give the contestants a squirt gun. This is a relay. You can have 2 candles on 2 sticks. You can have 2 squirt guns, and they are shooting at that flame, trying to extinguish the flame before the other player does. It's a lot of fun. You'll want to have extra candles on hand because once the wick gets wet, it gets hard to light the candle. Next game, Hoop a Human. It's just like it sounds. It's just like the old-fashioned ring toss game where you take and try and wrap it around the bottle, but this time you're taking a hula hoop and you're trying to toss it around the booth operator or whoever is running the game. And it's a lot of fun because the kids or the teenagers or whoever is playing the game is tossing that hula hoop, trying to ring the human or hoop the human. It's a lot of fun. Next game, jump rope contest. Have 2 contestants get in a jump rope competition, seeing who can jump the rope the longest without stopping, without messing up, Whoever can jump the longest wins the game. Next up, a good old-fashioned sack race. Get you some potato sacks and have a race from start to finish, whether that be on grass or in a gymnasium. However you want to play it, it's a lot of fun. People fall down, people trip. There will be a lot of laughter along the way. An old-fashioned potato sack race. And the last game, Egghead. Yep, you heard that right, Egghead. You want to take a dozen eggs and hard-boil some of them. Not all of them, just some of them. And you'll have two contestants sitting at a table. They have to, at the same time, they will pick one egg. Once they pick one egg, they have to determine whether or not it's going to be hard-boiled or a regular egg by smacking it on their forehead. Once they take that egg, smack it on their forehead, if it's hard-boiled, they win the round. If it's not hard-boiled, then they lose the round. It's a lot of fun because you really can't tell which one is hard-boiled and which one is not hard-boiled. It gets a little messy, but it's a lot of fun. If any of these games helped you at all with your next event, make sure you leave a comment below, subscribe, share the video with someone else, and we'll see you in the next one.